moment.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Rick Santelli, our Treasury reporter in Chicago, taking a stand today on Squawk Box, and just about everyone was taking notice. It's the top video on YouTube. It was the lead of Drudge, and here it is.
How about this, President and new administration? Why don't you put up a website to have people vote on the internet as a referendum to see if we really want to subsidize the losers' mortgages, or would we like to at least buy cars and buy houses in foreclosure and give them to people that might have a chance to actually prosper down the road and reward people that could carry the water instead of drink the water?
Hey, Rick,
that's a novel idea.
Hey, Rick, did you?
What? Who thought of that?
They're like putty in your hands. Did you hear?
No, they're not, Joe. They're not like putty in our hands. This is America. How many of you people want to pay for your neighbor's mortgage that has an extra bathroom and can't pay their bills? Raise their hand.
How about we all?
President Obama, are you listening?
Yeah, let's bring him back. Rick Santelli is live for us in Chicago tonight. The shot heard around the world, Rick. You and I was there. I heard it happen. It seemed like an impromptu moment. Was it, and is your head still spinning after today?
It definitely was an impromptu moment, and, you know, I wish I could take back the word losers. I don't think that was very delicate, but I think I stand by the principle and the general content of my statement. I never thought it would have turned out this way. It certainly has gotten a life of its own. But I'll tell you what, Carl,
what?
If we're helping bring more of a discussion to these issues, I think it's key. Because just because we hear things that hundreds of economists think this is the only way to go, hundreds of economists didn't warn us before we hit dead man's curve, okay? So I think we have to put this in the context of we're in the unknown, but we're doing it with many zeros, trillions of dollars.
Understood. I understand. Yeah, and your point is well taken that it's an executive decision, meaning there is a lack of debate, and you're trying to remedy that to some degree. It was the topic of the gaggle at the White House today. Robert Gibbs, the press secretary, was asked about it, and his response was he said he didn't hear it, but he said, my only admonition would be for whomever that was to take a little bit closer look at the plan. He points out that, yeah, there are a lot of people who did cheat, but people are getting laid off. You see jobless claims every Thursday, Rick. How is bad behavior, getting laid off and not being able to afford the home that you could at one point in time?
That is the great question, and I have an answer. Robert Reich talked about there's people that have just caught up in this, they weren't trying to flip houses, they weren't trying to game the system, but intermixed in this 8 to 10% that is involved in foreclosure, how do we differentiate the innocent versus the not so innocent? To me, that's impossible. So I have an answer. Give it to all Americans. Write a check to everybody. Don't try to pick winners and losers.